Welcome back to Daybreak Live. A couple of minutes now past the hour. We're honored to have with us Dr. Ted Spears. And Dr. Spears, Sylacauga has been showcased in a lot of different ways, but I understand this is the first time that we've been able to host the fall pilgrimage. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, this is the first time, and we're delighted to be chosen. And you may ask the question of why was Sylacauga chosen? Well, recently we have recreated the fact that this is the Marble City, and the Marble Festival has been really something that has attracted a lot of attention nationwide, statewide, and then the people in Montgomery with the different state associations have been very interested in it. So marble is one of the things. The other one is the marble gallery that Tracy and her group has put in the Coleman Museum. And then, of course, the history of the city. We've had a rich history that we've neglected to emphasize, and we've just gone about it. But in the last few years, we've recreated it, and the part of the pilgrimage is for us to show the world what Sylacauga is all about. It is the Marble City, but it is more than that. So we're just welcoming the opportunity to see a positive demeanor in the part of the community toward whomever comes. And I'm encouraging all the businesses, the people with electronic signs, homemade signs, or window signs, whatever, that we've put signs in the windows and in front of our businesses and welcoming the people, because this booklet that you have a copy of there, this is a professionally done booklet that went out to thousands of members of the Alabama Historical Association. So, you know, it's not a wonderful thing, it's a marvelous thing, even better than wonderful, that we were able to participate in this and get our name before the public. And one of the interesting things is a week or so ago, we had Dr. Ruth Truss, who's the president of this. She's a teacher and a dean at University of Montevallo. She came, and then we had the people from the Auburn University to show up with them. And what we did, we gave them a tour of the town. We visited the Baptist church. We visited the Sylacauga Cemetery. We rode them around town. We went to Rising Star Baptist Church, introduced them to the preacher, and gave the history of that. And so all of this is on the tour, and we'll have programs about Avondale Mills. We'll have tours in the library concerning the Rockwell paintings, and it's just a interesting sort of thing. And they were blown away at the kind of history. And then we'll be visiting the observation points and talking about the marble industry and Moretti and Mercer and people who are already here. And they were just amazed that they haven't been here before. We said, we should have, if we'd known this, we would have come sooner. And we've got truly some outstanding things. For example, a few months ago, Rick Patrick, the minister of the First Baptist Church, did a program for the Arts Council on the stained glass windows in the Baptist Church. Well, I'd been in that church hundreds of times, and I'd never paid much attention. I thought they were nice. But historically, in 1904, to put something like 10 stained glass windows in a church in a place called Sylacauga, Alabama, was just unheard of. And along with that, they've been able to add some other dimensions, but they walked around in that Baptist church, the visitors we had. They said, we're so delighted that this is on the tour because we're impressed. And they said, now this is really a nice, clean place. Do y'all use it for services? They said, every Sunday. They said, that's unbelievable. It looks this nice, and you can tell it's an old but modern church, and these stained glass windows are just beyond belief. So, you know, that was a hidden value that we had, and I can imagine that, I don't know who the fathers were, the church fathers and leaders were in 1904, but to make a decision to go with that and deal with the German artist and national artist to come put it in and do it, and then forget about it. That's strange, but we're trying to make it emphasized. And then back here behind where we are now is the old Sylacauga Cemetery, and the Hurd brothers who came here from Scotland in the early 1800s and opened quarries, and they sold tombstones all over the world and shipped them out of here. And they were in business here when the Washington Monument was developed, and that's how the Sylacauga marble got into the National Monument there. But there were 4 brothers who came from Scotland. All of them stayed except one, and after about 6 years, he got homesick and went home. But the other 3 are buried here in this cemetery behind TV 47.
How old is this cemetery?
It goes back to the middle 1700s. And so we've been working on it, the Beautification Council with my daughter Tara and her people that she recruited have been working for months cleaning it up, and it was in deplorable condition. But now it's just beautiful, it looks good, and the Beautification Council and Linda Dixon and the people with that have been able to get grants to restore some of the tombstones in Patchen. We're not through now, it's going to be an act in progress, but we should be ashamed of anything that historical that the Hurd brothers would turn over in their grave if they thought it was nice enough. But so there'll be tours there. There will be people dressed in period dress of what when the Hurd brothers were here, and there'll be someone at each important tombstone, and all of them.
That's 2 days, right?
2 days, Friday the 27th of October and Saturday. And the cemetery will be open the 2 days. The Baptist Church will also be open on those 2 days. And but the main tour, and I want everybody to make sure that they put that 3 o'clock program on their agenda to go to the Baptist Church. We'll have Rick and his crew, and then you go walk across the street to the Sylacauga Cemetery. And then at 5 o'clock, Dr. Wayne Flint is going to address the community, and I invite everybody to come. We want to make a standing room only situation, because this will be going by TV and all of that to the entire nation. We want them to see what we've got. Anyway, he is going to take the subject of the first people who settled this part of the country. You know, how the people out of West Georgia and the Carolinas came here after Alabama became a state, after the Indian Wars, and after that was completed, and the ones that moved incrementally, and he's going to be looking at the history and the background and the kind of people that we had, the importance of politics, the importance of the church. And Dr. Flynn, as you know, is a noted historian, probably one of the best in American history, certainly in Alabama history, of anybody alive. And then we also will have the things that go along with that. And we want everybody to show up. And then afterwards, after his speech at 5 o'clock, it'll be in the Harry Brown Auditorium. After that, we're having a reception to tour the library. And we'll have people from vendors and people all over to have tables saying, hey, we're proud to be in Sylacauga, and we're very excited about what this can do. So we really need to, the entire community needs to come out. And we're not restricting it. It's free. The food, the reception is all free. All you have to do is show up and enjoy some of the wonderful things about Sylacauga. It's not often that we get an opportunity to look at the important things historically, but the important things that we've done since the founding of the city. And the library is one of the same things. And then another reason they're coming is at Auburn University and Dr. Mark Wilson and his crowd, and he'll be here. They helped us establish the brown bag program, which is so familiar, and that has gained all sorts of attention. So the marble history, the brown bag program, and the wonderful sculpting displays that we have in the library. As you know, 16 years ago, we didn't have any in the library, and now we got over 50 pieces. And they've done a beautiful job, and we just want them to see, and our visitors, that, hey, I wished I lived in Sylacauga.
You know, I don't know if people are aware of this or not, but I mean, it's a real feather in our cap to be able to host this fall pilgrimage. It just doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't happen. It was something we've been building toward, and when we were contacted, we were just really thrilled because this was the first opportunity we had had in Sylacauga.
This is major cities in Alabama.
Yeah, of all of those. And so, hey, we're sitting right up there, and when the publicity goes out, we get the same amount of publicity that Huntsville and Mobile and all the other outstanding places get. And most small towns of 12,000 people will never get this opportunity unless they go to work and be as good as we are.
The history of Sylacauga, Alabama, the Marble City, the Alabama. I'm gonna hold this up right here, and I don't know how many of these were in print, but it's a great read just reading this.
There were thousands of them. They went to all of the members, past and present, of the Alabama Historical Commission. It's a statewide organization. And Dr. Ruth Truss has an article in here about how thrilled they are to come. And she was one of the visitors. And Dr. Truss said that she was just blown away to see what it was. Said she's been through here going to Auburn or to Birmingham or something, but that she could not imagine not stopping and coming through and walking. And I want the merchants to be aware of that. I know I've talked to a number of them, but we need to be friendly and welcome to have the signs and, hey, come in and look at us. Let me show you what we do and how we do it.
Yeah, and you know, there are a lot of people will be staying in Sylacauga. It's a 2-day event. A lot of people coming from out of town, but we want our local people to be able to say, hey, this is about us.
I think that that's it in a nutshell. And hey, it's not often, you know, if you, I know this that I got the best hunting dog in the country, but what we're doing, we're saying the ones that we got can out hunt any of them.
Dr. Ted Spears, our guest this morning. And of course, the fall pilgrimage is coming up October 27th and 28th. Now, that overlook out on the Fayetteville Road, that's something that, you know, when we started the Magic of Marble Festival years ago, when we were down in that little place right there where we started, you remember years ago when we first started that thing, and how it's grown. And it's amazing to me the number of people in Sylacauga that don't know about the history of Sylacauga.
That just blows me away, but it's 16 years ago. And in 16 years we started, I know John Floyd let us use his parking lot, and there was a tombstone outfit there.
Monument Company.
Monument Company, we used that, and so we've grown to that. We have our own tents, we move across from Bluebell. And now we're going to have all those wonderful places that they need to look on tour. We're going on that Friday. We've got tours going out to the Purcell Farms. We got tours to the quarry, Gant's Quarry. The people at Emerson is going to be there, and we'll have the people from the Marble Festival there with handouts, and they'll be talking about the wonderful place there. And we have a number of people that come through here and go to the marble quarry and just marvel at that. That's where Moretti was here, Geneva Mercer was here, the Gants were here, the Georgia Marble Company, the whole thing. And it's just been a wonderful experience and a historical fact. But we shoot ourselves in the foot when we don't look at the good things that we have and let everybody know about it. You know, anybody can complain and say, I wish, I would. Hey, we've got more than we can see in 2 days, but we've got tours all over. There'll be walking tours. Julie and Alan Sanders is going to give a walking tour of the renovations that they've made in the old hotel and the other businesses. There'll be trips to Bluebell. Bluebell is keeping the parlor open on Fridays so that all the people can come in. They won't be in production, but people don't come to see production. They come to eat
That's right.
Bluebell ice cream. So that's wonderful. And then we'll, one of the interesting, in addition to the First Baptist Church, we got the Rising Star Baptist Church on the agenda, and we're visiting them, and they're looking excited to it. They're going to have their choir ready to sing.
That's an old church right there.
Really, it goes back to 1876, and they're going to have a display at the library of the church, and the people will be there. They've got the original deed where they bought the first 3 acres to put that on back
Amazing.
in the day, and the fact that they paid, I think, what, $15 an acre, $25 an acre for the 3 acres, and they've been a very important part of this community, and they're really going to be ready to us. And I encourage people who've never visited the Rising Star Baptist Church. It's on the agenda, and they'll be welcome in there, and they'll have refreshments, and they'll let tour the historical part, and they're going to have a choir practice while the tour is going on. And
That'd be exciting.
People could see that. And then tour the cemetery there that's adjacent to the building. So things like that, and then other places that we will be looking at. We look at the Civil War Trail and the great park there, and the closest to the Pinhoti Trail, in the hopes that sometimes that we can get a spur off of Pinhoti onto Civil War, and we'll be a part of the Appalachian Trail
Speaking
system.
of Pinhoti, didn't we have a large group in here a couple of weeks ago?
Yes, we did, and so that's a extremely wonderful thing, and that's internationally known. And to have that this close to Sylacauga, and we're already in the National Forest with Civil War Trail, and I think it'd probably be less than a mile or 3/4 of a mile addition to hook onto that, and let Sylacauga be a stopping off place for the hikers as they walk the Appalachian Trail and the Pinhoti Trail.
This is not in my notes, but are these magazines available, Dr. Spears?
Not for sale. They were mailed out, and
I mean, it's amazing reading.
the first thing I did, as you well know, was I brought 2 to the station here, and then they sent me a box of 50 to 100, and I put them with all the important agencies. The mayor and the council got copies. The people in the places like the churches, the leadership got copies. And the reason we pass out all these, and I think, I know that there were thousands printed, but they went to the membership. So whatever the membership is, and we've had requests and inquiries from people all over the Southeast. They said they're coming, they saw it in the magazine. So you're right about that, but they're not for sale. We have 3 or 4 copies for the genealogy room that we are putting there, so we'll have it for people who want to do any research. And you can bet your bottom dollar that I've saw to it that the quarries all got copies.
Absolutely.
So the marble people are thrilled that we're having it, because it's advertisement for them also.
No doubt about it. Let's capsule where we are. The Fall Pilgrimage coming up October 27th and 28th here in Sylacauga. Alabama Historical Association magazine has printed this, and this is a fantastic read, but there's going to be so many happenings going on. We spent 10, 12 minutes talking about it. Kind of capsule it a little bit.
Well, Friday, October the 27th, we're going to have the lunch and a presentation at Purcell Farms. From 3 to 4, the Sylacauga Cemetery and the First Baptist Church the historic windows and the tombstones. That's from 3 to 4. And then Bluebell Creamers will be open to 4:30. And then at 5 o'clock, and this is extremely important, everybody is invited to hear Dr. Wayne Flint and his address of people, extraordinary people, lives in Alabama history from the bottom up. Because the people who came here were looking for opportunities. They were very poor. They wanted to start over. They wanted to have an opportunity. And so at 6 o'clock, we have a reception. If you miss everything else, we want the people in the community and throughout Sylacauga to show up at the library for this reception. The Hickory Street Cafe will be catering that, and we'll have displays all over the place. So from 6 p.m. till the last one leaves at 10 o'clock or midnight, we're going to be displaying the very best of Sylacauga.
Now, we want everybody.
Absolutely.
And anybody to be a part of this.
Absolutely. And all they have to do is come down and smile and welcome people and say, hey, we're glad you're in Sylacauga. We're glad that you learned what the Marble City really is. So I encourage them to come. So that's just on Friday. Then Saturday, we're going to have coffee and muffins, book sales and local history displays and all that in the library. And then from 8:30 to 10 o'clock, we got the Alabama history in the classroom. Dr. Hayden McDaniel from the Archives and History Department is conducting a workshop on how teachers and others can better teach about Alabama history in the classroom. Because one of the things that we neglected is Alabama has one of the richest histories of any of the southern states and equal to any of them in the north. But we just, somewhere or another in the modern day, we skim over the fantastic history that Alabama has. And so she's going to show you how to put that back into the curriculum. And I would urge all the teachers in the area, Talladega, Coosa, Shelby County, to show up on 8 o'clock for the coffee and muffins and 8:30 for the teacher workshop. And then we will have another local history program. We'll have the history of the museum and what have you. And the museum will be open both of those days. And those people down there, they have worked hard. The new people in that situation just really done an outstanding job. And they are going to be ready on the Friday and the Saturday. And if you don't have a chance to go to the museum on Friday, go on Saturday. And if you enjoyed it, you can go both days.
Yeah.
And so that is what we're doing. And then we've got a buffet lunch, and people are walking downtown and visiting around on their own. And then the tours that they can take on their own is the Emmers Gantz Marble Quarry, Museum, Krager's Place, Rising Star Baptist Church, the First Baptist Church, the Sylacauga Cemetery, the Syllabore Trail. But one outstanding thing to me is all of it's going to be outstanding, but Frank Murphy is going to be at the library after Dr. Flint's speech, and he will be doing a live painting. And did you know he's done murals on the walls of churches all over in the windows. He did the one at the State Convention Hall in Atlanta. He did a mural on the wall there, and then the mural on the entrance to the new part of the church here, the Last Supper.
Right.
But he's going to be doing a live demonstration of painting, and he'll be there to talk. And we're just lucky to have Frank. He not only is an outstanding sculptor, he's an outstanding portrait painter or a painter of murals.
Hometown guy.
A hometown guy, graduate of Sylacauga High School, graduate of Montevallo, Louisville Seminary. He's been a minister, a student leader of students at Berry College and the church, and the college in the Highlands in Rome, Georgia. And to have an outstanding person like Frank Murphy to be one of the featured people is the highlight because that puts it all together. So, hey, here's one of our boys. He did good. He's doing good. Come see him, say hello, and just marvel at his wonderful artistic ability. Frank Murphy is an outstanding individual.
No doubt about it. 27th and 28th, the Fall Pilgrimage in Sylacauga, and Dr. Spears, always a pleasure to have you. We could talk forever, but we're just about out of time. But thank you so much for coming by this morning.
Encourage the people to put up signs and to talk about the pilgrimage. If you see anybody strange, welcome to Sylacauga. They'll say, I went through there and they didn't speak to me at all. Go out and pull them off the sidewalk and bring them in the store.
There you go. We've got a final thought or two on Daybreak Live right after this. Don't go away. Daybreak on a Friday morning returns in a minute.